Hey guys, namaste and welcome to my video tutorial. In this video what we are going to create is the ink effects. Okay, so let's have a look on what we are going to create. Okay, so this is the final output. Okay, so I hope you like the effects. Okay, so let's get to the point. We'll be using 3D Max. In this case I am using 3D Max 9 Service Pack 2, so you can use 3D Max 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011 until and unless you have two very important plugins, that is FumeFX. It is from Sine, and another one is Krakatoa. It is a point based particle render. Okay, so everybody knows what FumeFX is. Okay, so it is a very important plugin, uh, and very popular plugin for 3D Max, for fluid simulation. Okay, so Krakatoa, another one is Krakatoa. Okay, so Krakatoa, okay, so this one is the point based render. What it does, it can have means billions and billions of particles, okay, and render inside Max from Krakatoa Render. Okay, so I think that's a good definition. Okay, so check out their sites and you know what it actually means. Okay, so I'm here to show you the effects, how it is done with these two plugins. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so starting with the FumeFX. Okay, so first, so everybody knows FumeFX can drive the particle flow. Okay, so because means it can export the velocity channel and particle flow have means let me show you. Okay, this FumeFX follow operator and FumeFX port. Okay, this one. Okay, so no, so the this one comes with the installer of FumeFX. Okay, so we know that FumeFX can drive the particle flow. Okay, so enough of that. So first create the grid. Okay, so first and create the source. So in this case I'll be using a box, the source operator, and let's point it downward. Okay, okay, so and another thing is gravity vector, which is pointed upward. Okay, so that our particle can fall down, fluid can fall down. Okay, so add this source and gravity to our FumeFX object source list. Okay, so in the simulation parameter, turn off fuel, because we are not going to simulate any more of the fuel, just we need the smoke simulation. Okay, in general parameter, in exporting channels, we need to export the velocity data. Okay, so velocity channels should be there. Okay, so that FumeFX can know, so that particle flow can know what the motion of the particle should be. Okay, okay, so don't worry about the simulation, you don't need that much of detail. Okay, so just convincing look is enough. Okay, and also can fiddles around with some values. Okay, so maybe I should uh, have the smoke amount to 4 and stop at the certain frame. Okay, so from 0 to 80 frames the particle the smoke gonna stop. Okay, so enough of that. Okay, so you can change the value as you like, because these things are covered in so many tutorials, which you can find on net easily. Okay, so just do your R&D on this. Okay, so, or you can copy my values. Okay, Okay, so these are my values for the simulation. Okay, okay. And set the output port for simulation data and just hit on simulate. Okay, so uh, don't want to waste your time, so I already had simulated uh, the simulation. Okay, simulation. So just let's see what it is look like. Okay, okay, so enough of fume, let's get to the point. So open the particle view by pressing numpad 6. Okay, uh, drag the empty flow, drag the FumeFX board, drag the FumeFX follow. So all we need is this 4 operators. Okay, so what are the parameters? Okay, so this one under the FumeFX board, to the FumeFX grid. Okay, under the FumeFX follow to the FumeFX grid. Okay, so under the FumeFX follow, okay, so I have the time length of 150, so since the image stop to 150, just composite. So see, particle flow is updating. Okay, so set. Okay, so come back to 0, and under the rate I choose the value of 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so that is 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh. Okay, uh, and what you also can do is, here is the smoke value and here is our velocity value. Okay, so under the display I change the display types to lines. So under the people display category, change people quantity multiply, change the people percent to 1%, so that you can have a smooth playback on your viewport, and change the particle upper limit, add some more zeros. Okay, so that's it. So let's see. Okay, so pretty good. Okay, so particle flow setup is also finished. Okay, so let's get to the third step. Okay, so third step is our Krakatoa. Okay, so let's open the Krakatoa render. So to get the Krakatoa, we need to assign the Krakatoa as our render. Okay, so default is your default scan line render, change the Krakatoa render. Okay, so under the renderer, so open Krakatoa GUI. So here is our Krakatoa GUI. Okay, so global user interface of our Krakatoa render engine. Okay, so first of all, let me, so if it is single frame, and just don't save the file. Yeah, so everything is the default value, I guess. Okay, so just hit on the quick render button first of all. So you see the particle is updating. Actually this is from the PF particle flow. Okay, this is not the Krakatoa that is updating. Actually this is the particle flow that is updating. Okay, so take that in account. Okay, now if you hit or maybe if you means want to change something like want to change the color, or like override particle color and change color to white, you see particle flow is not updating because Krakatoa have already take that into its cache. So let's say if you go back to okay 60 frames, Okay, so particle flow is once again rendering. Okay, so take that in account. Okay, so here is our Krakatoa render. uh, so it is a point based render, so everything is displayed in points. Okay, so sorry, uh, okay, so let's add a light. Okay, and let's add a camera. Okay, so create the camera from the view and to the target spot, view from the lights. Okay, and make sure you cast the shadows. In this case I choose AB shadows. You can of course choose shadow map. Okay, and it is shadows. What else? Okay, so I choose AB shadow map, everything set to default. Okay, and and sorry, come back to our Krakatoa GUI. Okay, and click on the button use lighting, which will use the light and use this shadows too. Okay, oh, actually this is in the left frame. Okay, see, now Krakatoa have rendered these particles into points and also taken into account the light, okay, and the shadows. Okay, so this is kind of means sandy kind of thing. Okay, so if you want to do kind of Sandman or maybe some sand simulation, I think this is good. Okay, so but we want the smooth kind of result, so we need to minimize this granular look. Okay, so what we need to do is under the final pass density, we are using volumetric density. Okay, as our density style, I guess. Okay, so this is density per particle of 5, means per particle it has a density amount of 5 with the density exponent of -1. Okay, so let's say if you have one density, what it gonna look like? See, before it was kind of dark, more granular. Now it is not granular but not much than the previous render. Okay, so for this effect I'm using the, and also I want to show you something like we have the density of 5 and we have the exponent of -1 as default. Let's say we have a density of 5, density per particle of 5, and density exponent of quick -2. What we get is now much better than this render, right? Okay, so in conjunction with density per particle and density exponent, we are sure that we can get that result. Okay, so I already know the value because I already did my R&D. So this is my density per particle and density exponent of -4.5 does work best. What is happening? Let's see, -4.5. Oh, -4. Okay, so density of -4 does not do the point thing. Okay, so let's see the result. Okay, so do you guys see anything? Okay, so it means it have done this work. Means here I can see a bit of particles. Here I have seen bit of particles. Okay, so what we need to do is accumulate more particles, okay, and more particles, billions and billions of particles, combine them, okay, so that we can get this kind of similar look. I hope you see the result here. Okay, so in my screen is little black. Okay, so what we need to do is first save the particles. Okay, so particle channels to save. Okay, so here is our particle channels, and say particle render mode, change the particle render mode to save particles to file sequence, and give the appropriate path and file name. Okay. Okay, so here is our particle channel to save, and next thing is under the particle partitioning roller out, we need to define how many partition we wanna make for this simulation case. Okay, so in this case I am using particle count of 25, and just do the simulation of from 1 to 25 until I return. Okay, so generally what particle partition does is means take that particle flow in account. Let's show you the example. Okay, so let's say this is the value of let's come back to 0 value. Okay, so we have 0 to 150 value, and this is 1. Okay, so each partition have means, so let's means it will, what it does the 25 partition of particle flow, okay, by changing this random seed values. Okay, yeah, so increment random seed of particle flow position. So what is here, so what here is this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 things are on default. So if you don't like the position to get random, okay, so you can turn off. Of course, so if you want it, turn on. So better result is to turn on the random seeds for all the operators. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, okay, so I do the 25 partitioning. Okay, so believe me, it will take some time to do the cache, and also it will take so many disk space. So make your disks have some space, and let's generate the particle range. Okay, partitioning. Okay, so if you have deadline, or maybe you have form, okay, you can use that. I don't have, so I'm generating this particle range locally. See you after this short break. Alright, so we are back. Okay, so we have done our simulation. Okay, and let's not say simulation, it's actually the cache. Okay, so now next step is to load that cache to our Krakatoa render engine. Okay, so under the particle loader rollout, choose the create new loader. Okay, so here this is our means raw particle cache. I have done the cache before, so just send it to that directory. Okay, so this is our cache. Okay, so it will ask for you, do you want to load all the cache? Okay, so yes, I want to load all the cache. Okay, so automatically from 0 to 1, from 0 to 25 to 25 means sequence are loaded. Okay, so there is our priority loader. Okay, okay, so this is our priority loader. Okay, now we don't need, what we don't need is this UF source, because everything is cached Okay, so we don't have to rely on this particle, so no need to worry. So just turn it off. Okay, so let's grab the timeline. Okay, so this is the 1 to 25 particles. Okay, so here are the particle counts info. Okay, and in the views here is 39166, but the actual particle is this one. Okay, so let's have the quick render. Okay, so okay, actually let's change the size a bit smaller and hit the render. Okay, so it is retrieving particles, it will calculate the shadows and then render. Okay, so one thing I did was enable motion blur. Just set that to off for a moment. Okay, so here is our result. So we have reduced that granular look, okay, that sandy kind of look, and here we have the very smooth particles. Okay, so next step is to make more smooth. What we're gonna make is turn on this enable motion blur and turn on define the passes, how many passes you want to have. So here I choose 8 and the shutter degree of 360 degree, or maybe you can turn to half, or that half 90 degree. Okay, so in this case 360 degrees. Okay, and let's have a quick render. Okay, let's have a clone of this one and let's render. Okay, so here is our result with the motion blur turned on, with the motion blur passes to 8, with the shutter degree to 360. Okay, so let's have our sequence ready. Okay, so let's turn this to active segment. Okay, and active time segment, and this save file. Okay, give the appropriate file name and save the sequence and hit render. Okay, so I already have my sequence ready. Okay, so because don't want to lose any more time. Okay, so let's get back to the composition. Okay, so first of all, import your sequence in After Effects. Okay, so here I imported my sequence. Okay, and here let's first of all change our background color to white. Okay, so this is the actual render. Let's change the background from Krakatoa. Okay, see, very smooth. Okay, so what we are going to create is the colorful ink. kind of thing. Okay, so let's change back our background to white once again so that we can color our particle. Okay, so what I did is change the color to red by applying the fill effect. Okay, then duplicating the same thing and just changing the means color. Okay, to dark blue, and once again duplicating one more time and changing the value to blue, and one more time duplicating, change the value to dark red, and one more time uh, means I think the effect is means quite good, but I think here I saw some grains, so what I did was apply the fast blur of about 0.5, so to reduce that grainy look over here, I guess, or over here. Okay, okay, so this way it reduces that feeling. Okay, so don't over blur, otherwise it will ruin your effects. Okay, so next what I did was pre-comp these layers, and here is it is the pre-comp 2. Okay, so that pre-comp comes over here and show you the step was what I did on this. So here what I did was color correct and change the value to blue. Of course you can change to any other values if you like or wish to have. Okay, so any colors could do. So not, it is not necessary that you should follow my step. Okay, so this is my step, so I'm going to show you this thing. Okay, so the main thing is our blending mode. Okay, so I duplicate the same pre-comp layer and change this one to color burn. Okay, so here let's delete that one, and okay, once again let's delete that one also. Sorry, and then this one to soft light. Okay, so this one from our pre-comp 1, and what we get is this one from that to this. See, there means this is means in the shadows areas. Okay, so it's going getting darker and dark. That's what we are after, right? So next step is pre-comping these 3 layers and come to pre-comp 3. Okay, so this layer what we did is means overall change in the colors. Okay, by doing just rotating the hues. Okay, once again this is not mandatory. Okay, so you could use your own settings. Okay, and next thing I don't need this one also, so just use saturation and pre-comp it and comp to pre-comp 4, and this is where we have our final color, I guess. Okay, so kind of means random color variation. Okay, so what is here is this is the pre-comp 3. Okay, so same thing. Okay, okay, so same thing. Okay, here we have the adjustment layer with 4 color gradient effect. Okay, and this we have these different colors. Okay, and this one is changed to the hue blending mode so that it can blend nicely over our effects. Okay, and next what I did was add an adjustment layer and have some contrast over our effect. Okay, so let's say this is the before, this is the after. Okay, do you see any changes? Let's see. yeah, bit of work. So these things are pre-comp one more time, and here is our layer. Okay, so don't bother about this misnaming thing. You can change it the way you like. Okay, okay. So let's show you the steps. Okay, so this one is the final step, I guess. Okay, so here we have the white solid layer. Okay, so just changing your background to white continuously. Okay, so I just put this white layer. Okay, so no more hassle changing your background color to white. And here's a pre-comp layer that for. Okay, and what I did was add a vignette. Okay, gray vignette, light gray vignette, and here is hue saturation on the adjustment layer. Okay, so what it does is means if you don't like the color, you can obviously shift the color values. Okay, okay, so whatever the color values you like, you could add. Okay, and next is means mimicking means the GI kind of thing, or I guess means here is the purple. Okay, so it's the blue. So let's say we can of course change the color, right? Okay, and here is another layer with the marks turned on for this area only. And choose whatever the color over here is. You turn on the layer. Okay, all right. So next thing what I did is means flip the layer to 180 degree. Okay, so computer is getting a bit slow. Okay, so it's just a transform filter with scale height to -100. uh, and next last but not least, I applied the Sine color correction over all. Okay, so just then some values. Okay, so these things are not so means mandatory. You could of course build your own comp. Okay, and here is our final result. Okay, so I hope you like my tutorial. Okay, so give me some feedback. Okay, comments. Okay, so everything is welcome. Okay, so happy doing ink effect. Okay, so till then, see ya and namaste.